And you didn't think we'd be back for night number 2. Are you serious right now? We've taken the world by storm. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, right here at Sportskeeda.com to the fastest growing sports and wrestling show in the universe. I am the coach, and I'm here with a living freaking legend, Vince Russo. Hello, sir.
Bro, I don't know about being a legend. Listen, there's an Italian thing, Coach. I don't know if you know about this, bro. Do you know the Italian horn?
No, I've never heard of it.
When you want to put evil spirits on something, you take out the Italian horn and it'll curse somebody. That's what the Italian. I didn't have the Italian horn on Monday, but my Vinny Testaverde jersey may have cursed the New York Jets. Oh my God, Coach, what an embarrassment. Aaron Rodgers Monday night, the world watching, bro. I think they call it shite the bed. Shite the bed, Coach.
Woo! You do not even know, Vince Russo, how many people I had from about 8 p.m. Eastern to about 8:45 p.m. Eastern coming at me on social media, and they were throwing Vinny Testaverde memes up there. Vince knows. Russo knows. Coach, you're an idiot. Until about 9:45 p.m. Eastern time. He can't move. He can't move. Vince, last year, remember when he was saying, I could be back by week 11, week 12? He can't move a year later. That was embarrassing,
move, bro. Well, listen, there's a bright spot. Listen, Coach, we got to look at the bright side of things. You can't be Debbie Downer over there, bro. I'm going to give you the bright side of things. Thank God, since this show, we combine NFL and professional wrestling.
Yes.
Thank God for the WWE that the game was a blowout. Thank God it was a blowout, bro. Because even with a blowout, they only drew 1.3 million fans in the last hour. If that game would have gone down to the wire, bro, they would have lost at least another 200,000 viewers.
Vince, when you're putting a fatal four-way with Pete freaking Dunne, they made the argument for me. I said, do you really think Pete Dunne is going to stand there against bad? No, it wasn't realistic. Who always teaches us that it needs to be real? You do. Right?
Coach, I'm looking at my clock on the computer. It's 10:58. It's 10:50. I know the game's on the other channel, but I know it's a blowout. I'm looking at Ivan Drago and Kevin Dunn. At 10:58, I got Ivan Drago and Kevin. I got Kevin Dunn. I got Kevin Dunn in my ring, Coach, at 10. And I'm like, what are we doing here, bro? And the guy's got chicken legs. The guy's got chicken legs, Coach. 10:58. This guy is on opposite Monday Night Football. Come on, Coach.
I said when he won the triple threat the week before or 2 weeks before, I said, I understand that the finishes are choreographed, but there is not a universe that Braun Breaker, who I think is going to be a star, is going to stand there with, I'm going to start calling, I love it, Kevin Dunn on the other side. Because and if you guys don't know, you don't know. But Kevin Dunn, we have a long history, brilliant TV mind, but a complete jerk off.
And he needs to go back to TV. Get him out of the ring. Send them back to TV. Is Chambers still there? Can he go work with Chambers and Adam, the redhead? Go back to TV, bro. Go back to TV. I don't need you and your chicken legs on my screen at 10:58.
Well, Ivan Drago didn't win, and Kevin Dunn didn't win. It feels so much better to call him Kevin Dunn, but at least they got it right. We'll talk about it a little bit later on the show. But Jey Uso, who's the most over guy on the entire show, but they don't use, finally got the win. I'm so glad you brought that up to start the show. You got my blood pumping just a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, as Vince said, this is the first ever sports NFL wrestling show. Depending on the time of year, that's the sports that we're going to talk about. So on Thursdays when we drop, in just a short period of time, if you're watching on demand, you can still learn a little bit too. It's a big-time AFC East matchup, the Bills and the Dolphins. And last week here in the States, Vince, all the story was about Tyreek Hill getting arrested, face down, the cops over-exaggerating everything. And now I think it's a good thing that the Dolphins don't have another 3 days to talk about this. They can get back on the field. They're favored by 2.5. This is going to be real important to start the season with a win and go 2-0 for both teams.
And listen, I also believe this. I think there's going to be a huge – we saw the video, bro. The video came out, and oh my God, I think there's going to be a huge audience. A lot of people, let's see how Tyree does on the circumstances. I think he knows there's going to be a huge audience. I think he's going to have a blowout game, Coach. And Coach, I got to tell you, bro, you know when things always go a certain way for so long, they got to go the other way, bro. I think that's what we got tonight. Bro, the Bills have won 11 out of the last 12 against the Dolphins, bro, and Allen is 10-2. Bro, tonight, odds, if not for anything else, Coach, odds got to go the other way.
And here's the problem. The Bills, and this happens in the NFL, Vince, a lot because of the salary cap, is that eventually your really good players get taken to other teams because they make more money. And the Bills lost Stephon Diggs. They lost several players. Last week, they were down by double digits to the Arizona Cardinals and their 5'6" quarterback, Kyler Murray. But the Dolphins, they're in their prime. Now, two of their best running backs are out tonight. So that has changed a lot of the prop betting, a lot of the over-under betting. But as you look at it from a betting perspective, laying the 2.5, where are you going to go?
I'm giving the points, and I'm going with the Dolphins on this one, bro. Like I said, man, the odds gotta swing the other way, and I think tonight is the night. I think it's not going to be. It's going to be 3 points. I mean, it's going to be a 3-point game, but I think the Dolphins win by a field goal.
I think the Dolphins win too. What scares me a little bit is the numbers that you just gave us, how dominant the Bills have been over the years. So I'm going to take the money line and lay the 35 cents. Normally when I bet a money line in football, I don't like to go above minus 140 or minus 145 because anybody can beat anybody else on any given day. But I'm going to lay the 35 cents. The total scares me because we had Z-Man on one of my other shows. He lives in Miami, and it can rain 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off. Apparently, there could be some weather tonight as well. So I think that could be a factor. That could be
absolutely, bro. Throwing that ball absolutely could be a big factor.
All right, we pivot on because we're going to talk about several games, especially here on Thursday as we move into the weekend. And Vince, it doesn't matter whether it's here on the Coach and Bro show or on any other show in the world. The Dallas Cowboys are always going to be the ticket. They are the most expensive franchise in the entire world. Yet for 27 years, they haven't done squat when it comes to winning a Super Bowl or really doing anything in the playoffs at all. So now, to me, this is their time. They have Dak Prescott, 4 years, $240 million. He is now the rock of the NFL. You got CeeDee Lamb. He got his money as the receiver. He is now Stone Cold Steve Austin of the NFL. And you remember in 01 and 02, we knew they were at the end of the line and they either had to go like this or it was going to be over. That's the Dallas Cowboys today. They're at home laying 6.5. It's been hovering 6.5 against the Saints, who scored 47 points. Why do the Cowboys continue to be America's team?
I got to tell you this, bro, because I was looking at these statistics today, Coach, and I didn't even realize it. Bro, they're on a 15-game winning streak at home. So, and, this is the home opener, bro. Here's where I think you don't bet against them. Because, bro, like you said, Coach, expectations are high. Prescott just signed the new contract. That's why I had to laugh, Coach. You send me the notes about Deion Sanders. And I'm like, wait a minute, bro. Hold on. Before we hired Deion Sanders as the head coach, can he win a game at CU, bro? Bro, I'm here in Colorado, bro. I got my prime gear. This guy shite the sack last year, bro. We're gonna hire. Can he win a game in Colorado first, bro, before he comes to Cowboys head coach?
Two reasons why this makes sense. Because Jerry Jones, first and foremost, loves the entertainment factor. He loves being the guy. He loves being the owner that waited till 5 hours before the season opener to make his quarterback the highest paid player of all time. The other part is this. The Cowboys, for whatever reason, have backed themselves into what I call the regular season corner. Mike McCarthy, he was good in Green Bay, and they've won a lot of games, Vince, in the regular season. But when they get to the playoffs, They literally lay down last year, Jordan Love, Green Bay, goes in and literally looks like Joe Montana against this team. So now if you're a fan, you're like, okay, they could win 13 or 14 games, but it means nothing. And so that's why I think, Vince, I sent that to you, because Mike McCarthy is kind of, and this is crazy to say, at least an NFC championship or later or bust, and he'll be gone.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent. I mean, Coach, I know you remember this. Bro, remember when the Braves won 37 National League East titles in a row, bro? Remember that, bro? Remember when they won the 80s, the 90s? Remember 30 years in a row, I think they won one World Series, bro. One World Series. So, yeah, man, it is time, bro. Bro, listen, there's always a time where, like you said, Coach, if you don't go to the next level, heads are going to roll. And, bro, having a good regular season is not going to be enough.
They are the most unique franchise in all of sports. There is not another sport league that you're going to have a team that does nothing for 27 years. Hell, in soccer, Vince, in most leagues, if you don't do anything, you get relegated. You get sent down. What if the NFL did that if there was another league? I mean, it's bananas that they're worth over $10 billion right now. Yeah,
it's almost like it's almost like the Dodgers not performing in the play, and that they're kind of in the same boat this year, bro. Let's look at that. The billions they spent in the offseason, anything short of a World Series. But Coach, the question is, let me ask you this: that does add a lot of pressure. So do you think that comes into play?
100%. Because, Vince, think about this. No matter if they go 17-0 locally in Dallas, or those of us that do it, what are we going to say every single week? Well, got to wait till the playoffs. Got to wait till the playoffs. And that sucks, because as an athlete, it's about performing and showing your fan base, you doing your art. Can you imagine if in wrestling you had a guy that just every single day performed, where you said, hey, nice match on Monday Night Raw, but I got to wait 7 months for Mania. It doesn't matter what you do in October. That's essentially the same thing. But yet they put their careers on the line every single night. So do these guys.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Kevin Dunn on Monday. Let's see what you do at Mania. That's how I felt. Same thing. I'm feeling you, Coach. I'm feeling you. But Coach, what's your bet on this line, Coach? That's what I want to hear. What do you got on this?
We're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to have a whole little section on that.
You going to give me this, Coach? Do we have this on this show? Or is that only on the other show?
I'll give you on this one.
Give me one of these, Coach. Yeah. Okay, all right.
We're going to help out everybody. Make it very easy. Just take it out of the show. You'll be able to see us on social media, all our picks. That's coming up in about 10 minutes from right now. But I got another game. I'm chomping at the bit,
Coach. I'm chomping at the bit over here, bro.
Hey, you're excited today, and I respect it, and I love it. You're watching the Coach and Bro Show. We're brand new here on Sportskeeda.com. He is a legend, Vince Russo. I am the coach. This is the NFL portion of the program, and you wore the Vinny Testaverde jersey, and we just talked about the Cowboys and how popular they are. In the United States, it's all about New York, and this week, it was a very somber week. It was 9/11. And this is every year, it's a very difficult time to get through. But once you get through that, Vince, now the focus is on the Jets and on the Giants. And both teams are terrible. But Aaron Rodgers is an MVP. He's a Super Bowl winner, and he goes to Tennessee. How much pressure on him, in your mind, to not to fall to 0-2?
A ton of pressure. But, Coach, again, see, I keep bringing the bright side of things.
Yes,
okay, I got to bring, because you're Debbie Downer. You're Debbie Downer. I got to bring the bright side of things. Here's the bright side of things. Let's be honest. Bro, the Tennessee Titans are not the San Francisco 49ers. Let's be honest. They were in there, bro, against a powerhouse. That was probably Rodgers' first game back. Bro, that was probably the worst opponent the Jets could have.
Correct.
Tennessee Titans are not the San Francisco 49ers. It was a Monday night game, so we've got a quick turnover. I guarantee you, bro, this week Aaron Rodgers probably had a few sleepless nights with that performance. Bro, I think he's bouncing back. I think he's bouncing back in a big way. And I think a lot of that has to do with the ineptness of the Tennessee Titans as well, bro. They didn't exactly light it up last week as well.
The Titans made NFL history last week. They were, and I got to make sure I get this number right, teams that were at least 4-point underdogs and led by at least 17 points at any point of the game since 2019 were 66-1-1 covering the spread. And they did not cover the spread. They're up 17-0. The Bears don't even score an offensive touchdown, and they come back and win 24-17. It was embarrassing. But I never like to play the it's not fair game, Vince. But the Jets have to start going to San Francisco and now going to Tennessee. The Chiefs, who we're going to talk about, they get to start their season with 2 home games. And on Thursday, 10 days off. So you look at the schedule, and if you're the Jets, you're like, what did we do to you, Roger Goodell?
Yeah. You got to win on the road, though, bro. You got to win. You got to win on the. If you're going to contend, bro, you've got to win on the road.
The next game that we're going to look like, and they are trying to do something that hasn't been done in the entire Super Bowl era. Since 1966, the Kansas City Chiefs are trying to win back-to-back Super Bowls. And they're almost becoming like the 1990s Chicago Bulls. You remember all the video events back then? Whenever Michael Jordan would show up to town, everybody knew the hotels. They're like, man, the Rock show's in town. And now they win on Thursday. Where was Patrick Mahomes and his wife and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? Were they licking their wounds? Were they in the salt baths? Were they getting ready for the next week of preparation in Kansas City? Oh, no, sir. They were in your city. They were in New York City in a box at the U.S. Open. Vince, I think Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are really starting to buy in to their own celebrity. Do you?
Well, I'm going to tell you this, Coach, first of all. Okay, I'm a New Yorker, Coach, through and through. A lot of people like to refer to me as a man's man. Bro, if I'm out in public, bro, Coach, I was just married for 41 years on Monday.
Congratulations, by the way. I saw your post.
Let me tell you
Congratulations.
But let me tell you something about that. Bro, if I'm in public and my wife starts singing up on me and shaking her booty, bro, she's going to get the eye roll. 41 years or no, get away from me. Okay, bro? I don't care if you're Taylor Swift, bro. I don't care if you're Cher. Who else, bro? Diana Ross. I don't care who you are. Get away. And this, Travis. Oh, come on. Bro, how freaking embarrassing. And, Coach, it gets worse. I'm going to tell you why. Because now, see, this, if I'm Kelce, I got an issue with this.
Okay.
Now Taylor Swift, bro, is going to throw her hat in the political ring. And now she's going to be endorsing the next president of the United States. So, bro, what she basically did was she just basically pissed off half of her audience.
Completely.
Bro, there's going to be pushback on Kelce for that. He's going to feel that. So I don't know why, bro. Second week into the season, I think that's going to be an even bigger distraction. And also, too, I don't know if you know this, Coach, but Mahomes' wife is on the other side of that political fence. Now, rumor has it, bro, these two used to be best buds going everywhere together. Bro, rumor has it they weren't even sitting in the booth next to each other. So now, bro, are we going to start because of politics? We're going to have this war with the wives and the girlfriends that's going to leak over. What the freak is going on here? If he would have given her the eye roll, she would have backed off, and that would have been the end of it.
Vince, just like the Jets are your squad, I was born and raised in Kansas. The Chiefs are my squad. Everything you just said is spot on. I'll take it a step further. Patrick Mahomes had to answer questions about politics in his weekly press conference, and he did what he always does, is deflect in a brilliant way. He said, listen, I don't really pay attention to people's political views. I just know how they treat me, and that's how I react to them. But he's got to know that his wife, who did it, And this is also the thing, Vince, is when you're a big-time player, and he's the most famous football player. Travis is famous, yes, but he's famous for dating Taylor Swift. They did not sit in the same box, to your point.
Yep.
Last year, they were hugging, and every touchdown, I can't believe they did that. But then here's what happened. When they were in the box at the U.S. Open, they were together. And I think they were putting on a show for the cameras because of all the stories about them 3 days previous. Don't you agree that's what they were trying to do?
Yeah, yes, I do, Coach. And listen, bro, you and I both know, Coach. I mean, you're an athlete, bro. We worked for the WWE for many, many, many years. Bro, if you are an athlete, what do you hate more than anything else? Drama. I don't want drama. I want to concentrate on the game. I don't want drama. Bro, there's going to be drama here, Coach.
Did you see, by the way, and they said it was fake, but there's a document that's been circulating, so much so that Travis reportedly hired a law firm, and the document is from his, he's got this team of guys that literally 2 years ago said, we're going to make him famous, and his brother, and they've done that. They just got $100 million for their podcast. But this document came out that basically laid out how him and Taylor were going to break up September 28th or 29th. He has to address that too, whether it's real or whether it's not. More drama.
Coach, let me tell you why it's real. I don't want to get into too much here, which I don't want to get Sportskeeda into too much trouble. This was a match made with an agenda and with a purpose between the two of them. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what the key thing was, bro. Bro, I don't know if you know this or not, Coach, but going back to COVID, facts, no facts. Taylor Swift, here's the funny thing, bro. She never publicly took a side because she didn't want to split her audience. Mm-hmm. But then all of a sudden, bro, Kelce starts doing the pro-vax commercials. A week later, she's dating him, bro. So now while she's not going to endorse it, bro, I'm dating the guy who's on every commercial. You see what I'm saying, Coach? It was very, very convenient. So when you tell me there's a game plan for when they got together, why they got together, and there is an end date, bro, I believe that 1,000%, Coach.
I don't put anything past anybody having done what we've done for so long, because it has elevated. She was, billionaire, popular, the whole thing. But it's elevated her too. It absolutely has, dating somebody that's completely different than what she is used to dating. So we'll see how this is all going to play out. But right now, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists. And if you even have to deal with 1 second of it, that takes away from this week against the Bengals trying to go 2-0. And to Vince's point, that's not what you want in season. So now, Vince, we got to talk about bets. We got to win some people some money. Now, let's start with the Cowboys game that we just talked about. Now, most sports books have it at 6.5 for the Cowboys and the total at 47. Where are you headed?
Yeah, I don't like the points on this one, bro, but I do like the over. I do like the 47, bro. I think this is going to be a shootout. Can the Cowboys win by a touchdown? Yeah, they can, but I'm going to stay away from that, bro. But I definitely love the over in this game.
I do too, actually. The only thing that gives me a little bit of pause is how good the Dallas defense looked against the Browns. And the Saints scored 47. But it was against the Panthers. And so that's the only reason I'm going with the spread. But I love your play. I'm going to go with 6.5 because you and I talked extensively. And I think that Dallas, every single week that they can, want to show their fan base and show the entire world we're the best team in the NFL. We're the best team in the NFC East. How do we do that? We blow people out of the building. So I'll lay the 6.5, and I think they win by 10 or more. Next up, your New York Jets, favored on the road by 4 at most places. The total is at 41. What's your play?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Jets. Bro, I'm just, listen, I'm going to go back to Aaron Rodgers, man. I've been watching him play for way too long. It was a total embarrassment Monday night. They're turning it around in 6 days. Like I said, bro, the Titans are not the San Francisco 49ers. I think the Jets win this game by at least a touchdown. So I will gladly give the 4 points.
I think they're going to start slow, but I do think they cover. I'm seeing something like a 20-10, a 23-10, something like that. So I'm going to attack the total here, which is at 41, and I'm going to go with the under. I think Tennessee, they're shell-shocked. I think what happened to them last week, they don't really even understand. And even if we had the same exact game as last week, Vince, that would land right on the total that I'm talking about. 24-17 would be 41. So I think both teams come out a little slow, a little conservative, and that's going to lead to a very low halftime score. So I don't mind the first half under. I don't know what the number is, but I would play the first half under as well, and then the under for the game. Last game, Bengals and the Chiefs. Vince, it wasn't that long ago, a couple of years, that the Bengals beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. Since then, they haven't done much. Burrow's been hurt. Jamar Chase, he wants the biggest bag of all time for wide receivers. The Chiefs laying 5 at home. What do you like here?
Yeah, at home. That's the key, man. How do you, I remember, man, every time, Coach, we used to get to the Super Bowl and Tom Brady was there. I always used to be, bro, you cannot bet against Tom. I don't care who you could never. I feel the same way with the Chiefs at home, bro. I mean, big advantage at home. They looked great last week. We talked about, bro, the drama that may be involved, but I give the points, bro. I see them beating the Bengals handedly, bro, by at least 10 points.
People have been calling me crazy because I've been looking deeper at all of this stuff, and I've never seen, Vince, a player or players. And I know that if they get days off, they're allowed to do whatever they want to do. But Vince, right, you and I traveled internationally extensively. Yeah. The Rock, whenever he goes somewhere for a movie, what's the first thing he does? He goes and works out so he doesn't fight the jet lag. You can't tell me that in the off season, when Kelce went to Japan, Australia, Europe, and for multiple days, he went to Vegas, count them, 5 times after the Super Bowl was played there. I don't think they're in really good shape right now. Wow, and I'm really, really scared about them being out of shape and getting injured and not focusing. And I know we joke, but let's be honest. Do you think Andy Reid behind closed doors is happy that his two biggest stars went to New York, even though it was on a private plane? I don't think so. Wow. I don't think so. But if they continue to cover, and this is why I think they will cover, because Mahomes and Kelce, they like living this rock star stuff. And they don't want it to stop. And if they don't cover and they lose, what's going to happen, Vince?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Comes down on them.
Yeah, bro, they're the Dennis Rodmans of the NFL, bro. Here we go.
It's a great analogy.
Yes.
He used to go to Vegas in between finals games back in the day.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. You're watching the Coach and Bro Show. We are an NFL sports show, but also you won't find two minds that are more in tune and more credibility driven than us when it comes to pro wrestling. And we got 2 big topics we want to hit on today. And then we also have a bet that we want to hit on as well, because we were big on wrestling betting, which, Vince, years ago when they brought this up, I used to laugh at the thought of betting on wrestling. What about you?
Right. Yeah, absolutely, bro. But I had an in, bro. So I liked it. I liked it, bro.
If they would let you bet unlimited amounts of money, you and I would have billions.
It's funny too, bro. It's funny that you say that, Coach, because, man, come on, man. You and I watch these shows. Everything they do is so predictable. Everything. Really, so there's a lot of money to be made in betting on wrestling, man.
All right. Well, we've got 2 topics that have nothing to do with actually the content in the show. But Vince, back when you were taking the Monday Night Raw show to new heights and writing amazing storylines for all of the biggest stars, one of the things that I think drove it was the fact that it was only 2 hours. The fact that you saw a star at the beginning and then 2 hours later you got him and that was it. Then they went to 3 hours. Why? Because Vince got a big TV deal and didn't think about the actual show. But now they've announced this week that starting very, very soon, I think it's next Monday night, they're going back to 2 hours, and there's been rumors that it's to test the waters. So when they start on Netflix, when there are no rules, they can have a 2-hour show in January. Your thoughts on them going back to 2 hours?
Oh my God, this was the best news I heard on Monday, Coach. I had to read it 2-3 times to make sure it was true, because sitting through a 3-hour show is absolutely agonizing. Now, I do want to tell you this, Coach. I want to tell you this.
Okay.
When I went over to WCW, Nitro was 3 hours. I had to write 9 3-hour Nitro. But Coach, I got to tell you something. I didn't have a problem. I had no problem at all. Well, first of all, bro, there wasn't a ridiculous brand split. So I had access to every talent on the roster. So with the talent we had, filling 3 hours was no problem. If they didn't have this brand split, filling 3 hours would be no problem. But Coach, let's face it, man. Without a shadow of a doubt, they bastardized their product by going 3 hours for the almighty dollar. It was all about money. It was all about greed, and they weren't going to turn down that money. But in the process, they absolutely killed their product. Now, if they go to 2 hours, it has to be a better show. I mean, there's no question about that. So that's where it's interesting now with Netflix keeping their eye on this, knowing what a 3-hour show looked like compared to a 2-hour show. Bro, if I'm Netflix, I'm going with the 2-hour show. And Coach, as we look at the 3-hour number, bro, by the time they get to hour 3, everybody went to bed because the show stinks. So I would love the show to just be 2 hours when it goes to Netflix, bro. My fingers are crossed.
I think that we're forgetting a couple of things, Vince, is that, and you and I know this, but this is why we have this show. So people who are really smart say, maybe I can listen to those guys because they've had 30,000 years in the business, and I'm not just some idiot in my basement going, I know the wrestling business. That a 3-hour Raw show, actual TV time is 2 hours and 6 minutes, because you have 18 minutes of commercials every single hour. But those wrestlers that are doing the crossovers, they're still out there wrestling for all of those minutes, which is stupid. And the wrestlers don't like doing it. It's a rest hold. It's this or that. So I don't think Netflix is going to have commercials. If they do, I would still do the 2 hours. I also had something, and this is going to make you laugh, Vince. I can't wait to get your reaction. I had somebody send me something on Twitter. They says, Coach, but what about all the men and women that have earned or that deserve the TV time? What's going to happen to them? It's less TV time. Vince, back when we were really making the show great, there was competition for TV time. And the better you were, you got the TV time. This will get back to that instead of sitting around going, hey, I'm here. Give me 8 minutes. No. You earned the damn 8 minutes now.
Yeah, and Coach, I certainly hope that happens, because come on, bro, you're watching this 3-hour show, and let's be honest. There are people and wrestlers on this show that have no business whatsoever being on my TV set. Whatsoever, bro. So yeah, let's get down to the 2 hours. Who's on the team? Who's the cream of the crop? Who's making the cut and who's not making the cut? We can't have Drago and Kevin Dunn at 10:58, Coach.
If they're being honest with themselves and they're looking at that, and this is most of the time, let's be honest, nobody is honest with themselves, because we know, whether it's Tony Khan reading Twitter, let's book for that, and even Vince, and I think to a certain extent Triple H, they don't like looking at bad things. And the entire show, Vince, when you were writing for Monday Night Raw, what was the line supposed to look like leading up to the main event? Use your arm. What was the line supposed to look like as far as ratings is concerned if you're writing the show correctly?
Crescendo. Thank bro you. the build bro. You know what's funny, Coach? This past week, see, Coach, here's the difference. During the Attitude Era, when we went head to head with Monday Night Raw, we wanted to win. We wanted to beat Monday Night Football. This past week, Coach, they put the best match of the show on first, assuming everybody's going to be watching Monday Night Football. They literally waved the white flag. We're going to hope you watch the Groovy Ghoulies against American Made. We're going to put that on first. Once this is over, then you can go to Monday Night Football. Coach, that's exactly what they did. They gave up before the show even started. Bro, our mindset was we're beating Monday Night Football. I don't care what the game is, bro. We're beating them.
What did you call the Wyatt Six?
The Groovy Ghoulies, bro. The Groovy Ghoulies. Come on, Coach.
Embarrassing. It is so embarrassing when the game starts at 8:20 and you say, yep, we're going to give you those good 20 minutes and then we're going to punt on the rest of the show.
And
again,
Coach,
so
you know,
3 hours. Yeah.
And not only that, Coach, you know more than anybody. And this is what people, this guy's why you got to watch this show. People don't understand. Bro, the value of television time. What television time is worth in dollars and cents. And like you said, Coach, we're punting at 8:20.
So much money. So much money. Now, speaking of money, and this topic has caught fire. And this topic is why Logan Paul has become, to me, one of the smartest guys in the wrestling business. So, Kevin Nash went on his podcast and he basically land blasted Logan Paul because Logan Paul's a part-timer, admittedly so. And he makes millions of dollars. Now, I don't know if it's $5 million, but that's what Kevin Nash said. And every time he shows up, he has a banger of a match. And because of his following, which is why Triple H brought him in the first place, they had no idea how great of a worker he was going to be. But whatever deal he cut, can you imagine Logan Paul negotiating that with Vince 20 years ago? Hey, Vince, I just want to show up 10 times a year, be on the pay-per-views. You give me the Intercontinental title, whatever title. Can you imagine? That never would have happened. So now Kevin Nash, who has that mentality, literally showed that. I love Kevin, but Logan Paul's doing what should be done in 2024. Am I wrong? Do you disagree or do you agree?
Listen, bro, Kevin, everybody knows this, Coach. Kevin is my boy. Kevin is my boy. But come on, bro, you're going to blame Logan Paul for this? Bro, if they're willing to pay him that type of money for a limited amount of days, wasn't the dude supposed to say no? You know, Coach, that's what a lot of people don't understand. They think I had heat with Hulk Hogan having creative control. I had no heat with Hulk Hogan. If Hulk Hogan can get creative control, bro, get the creative control. The company were the ones that gave that to him. So, like, again, I love Kevin to death, but Logan Paul should get everything he can possibly get, bro. And if it means $5 million for 10 shows, bro, take the money and run. So I don't blame Logan Paul at all, Coach.
And I will also say the reason I defend him is a couple of reasons. A, when he shows up, every one of his matches is great. He's in shape. So all the other things he's doing on social media and his YouTube and his podcast, he is still training. Hurricane Helms, I had him on my show. He said he's never worked with somebody that has more talent and is more driven, and he's his personal trainer. Got to give him credit for that.
Well, Coach, when he cuts on that when he's on that video saying I'm in the top 5 of the WWE, bro, he's telling the truth. Yes. There's no question about that, bro. He is in the top. Bro, what does that say for the rest of the WWE? You got guys down at NXT for years. 4 years. This freaking guy walks in a ring like he's been there his whole entire life. What does that say about the process in the WWE? Bro, come on. You got to take a look at that.
You've got to be honest. And whenever you're building a business, especially when you're at a pivotal time and you're changing, and right now it's a big change. With Netflix, it's almost like a start over, a do-over. And I don't know if you saw this, but ESPN came out with a top 5 most influential people in pro wrestling. Logan Paul was number 5. And I saw people, he's terrible in the ring. Has nothing to do with that. It's influential. And with his 24 million followers or whatever it is, he influences how wrestling is taken today and how superstars approach their career. That's influence. Am I right?
Yeah. It's 3 words, Coach. It's 3 words. And when you look at these shows through our lens, because we've been there and done that, it's 3 words. He gets it. He gets it, bro. And there are a lot of people on that show, Coach, that don't get it. He gets it. And let me tell you this, bro. Coach, here's a big prediction. Big prediction, Coach. I'm giving this out for free. What started as a shoot, you will see Kevin Nash and Logan Paul in the ring.
I said, I didn't say that it would happen. I said, I do this thing called heel coach. I brought heel coach back. He's very popular, by the way. And I said, I want that to happen because the best feuds and rivalries in pro wrestling history were real.
Yes.
Not this vague one. I mean, I could name a couple. I won't. That when those things happen, Vince says, we're going to put that in the ring because it's real heat and it's real. It's getting stiff. And when Logan Paul came out with that video, that's what legendary heels do. He flipped it. He didn't get pissed off. What did he do? He laughed. He said, I don't even know who this guy is. He's an OG. Maybe that's on me. Maybe I don't know what a shoot and a work is. He did it in such a way that like real hardcore wrestling fans or talent goes, that little jerk. He's disrespecting our business when in actuality, he's doing what heels do at a high level.
Yeah, and let me tell you a little something about that OG. If you don't think Kevin Nash isn't in the best shape of his life, Kevin Nash is in the best shape of his life. Kevin Nash is in the gym every single day. It's going to happen, bro.
God, that would be amazing. And mark my words, there's going to be some talent behind the scenes going, oh, Kevin Nash came in and took my tea. Shut up.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach.
We wrap up every single show because we joke about it, but it is no joke. It is incredibly popular around this world of ours, and it is wrestling betting. And thank goodness I got a guy in my back pocket, Vince. His name's Rafael Esparza, and he makes the lines for a lot of sports books around the world. So we're going to tackle one every single week. So this is one that could set the tone for most of 2025. This line just came out. John Cena has announced he's going to have his farewell tour. And we thought that WrestleMania would be his last match. It's not. It's going to be his last WrestleMania. And then he'll finish out 2025. Changes everything. So now my question to you is this. Will John Cena's last WrestleMania match be for a title? The odds, Vince, minus 160 to yes, plus 125 to no. Where are you headed?
I am headed yes, Coach, and I'll tell you because this may be a trick bet because WWE title could mean any WWE title. And bro, can you why not give Braun Breaker a nice little rub with the Intercontinental title? So since all titles are involved, I would bet yes.
There is a sports book that I respect a lot, mybookie.ag. And if any of you are watching right now, shout out to you. But they have the odds listed, Vince, you may not know this, about who his last match will be against John Cena at WrestleMania. I'm actually a plus 3,500. My odds are better than The Undertaker.
I'm betting on you, Coach. I'm betting. Money well spent, Coach. Money well spent.
I'm getting in shape right now, Vince. I'm getting in shape right now. But in all seriousness, once he clarified that he would not end things at WrestleMania, it changed my entire mind. Because think about this. What is the hardest time of year to get people to go inside of a building, to buy wrestling tickets, and to get to watch wrestling shows? Is it not May, June, July? Correct?
Absolutely. Yep.
Right? So if John Cena wins a title at WrestleMania in April, then he could have an entire 4-month run in all the big cities, Chicago, New York, Miami, LA, Dallas. Who's going to be at the top of John Cena defends whatever title it is And then at SummerSlam, he has another title shot, and he gives the rub as he gives up the title and then finishes out the fall, glad handing everybody and all the kids. So I say yes. And I think he wins the title at WrestleMania, whatever the title is.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Coach, I'm going to be honest with you. I hate the fact that, bro, Cena is a company guy. Cena, has not forgotten where he came from. And that's why he's always going back and doing a favor and doing a favor and doing a favor. But man, bro, they took a little shine off of him when he put Austin Theory over. And what did they do at Austin's Theory? Nothing. So I'm afraid of that, Coach. I am afraid of, and I think John Cena, bro, I think he's got to be a little bit more selective, bro. You can't give people the rub. You can't put people over if they're not going to do anything with those people after the fact. Austin Theory is a tag team wrestler now after he beat John Cena. Come on, bro. Beating John Cena is more valuable than that, Coach.
I traveled with Cena for many, many months and love him. We've had so many great times together. The problem that he's had is The Rock came before him, and and admittedly so, he wants to be what The Rock is, and that's the biggest movie star in the world. And so he's had this problem with the word yes. He says it to everybody. That's why he's in these commercials and all these things. What does The Rock do? The Rock doesn't do a bunch of commercials. He endorses his own products and puts them over. But a lot of movie stars, when you're seen at that light, do you see Tom Cruise in hefty commercials? And I don't want to take the money away from Cena, but there's a perception. And he says yes to everything because I think he believes that's what he should do to be the biggest star in the world. And sometimes you got to take a step back, and it plays into your theory about Austin Theory.
Yeah, well, the Rock ain't putting Austin Theory over. I can tell you that right now, Coach. And rightfully so, bro.
Right. We got a lot to talk about over the course. We're just getting started. This is only episode number 2. We drop every single Monday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Then, of course, you can watch us on demand as well. For my man, Vince Russo, for producer man behind the scenes, I am the coach. We'll see you guys Monday night before Monday Night Football and a 2-hour Monday Night Raw right here on the only place you can get the Coach and Bro Show.